Hey guys, I'm Louis and welcome to my latest video. So as you can tell by the title, we're going with another alien conversation today, and you can also see the overlay right there on the screen. But basically this time I'm going to be talking about what I want to say, what I want to see in the newest Alien movie. Now, you saw my cat again anyway. That happens so much in my videos. But basically at the end of Aliens, we see Ripley, Newt, Hicks, and the android Bishop, or what's left of him anyway. They're going into hypersleep, and right at the end you can hear the sound of a facehugger crawling. Now, obviously we know that if you've seen Alien 3, you will know that in that Ripley gets to Earth. I think does she get to Earth, or is she a prison planet? I can't remember if the prison's on. I can't even remember. I think she lands on a prison planet. I think. I haven't watched the film in quite a while, but basically they land there, and they land somewhere, and Hicks. What happened to Hicks? Hicks is dead. Newt is dead. The Bishop, the android's fuck knows where he is, and. Yeah, Ripley thinks that Newt may have got impregnated with a facehugger, but actually she wasn't. Ripley was, obviously. But I think in this film, obviously they want to get rid of Alien 3 and forget all about that. So I think they have to make Newt die, to be honest, because I've seen pictures of this Hicks and Ripley. So Newt's got to die. I'm sorry, but Newt has to die. There's no way that she can survive unless they want to get a different actress, or maybe even the same actress, but obviously she's older now, and get her to play an older version of the character. Maybe a few years later on Earth, they've finally got back there. The facehugger that was heard, it didn't actually succeed in impregnating anyone or killing the rest of the crew. It just, died or whatever. And basically, I think that, Newt's got to die. I'm sorry. I think, from my point of view, I think Newt's got to die again. I'm sorry, but just probably via the facehugger, and then maybe, I don't know, they managed to, maybe they just get rid of the body somehow, like just completely cremate it, incinerate it, something along those lines, to get rid of obviously the alien that's inside a body. And we don't necessarily have to see that, obviously, because that would be kind of harsh, especially considering Newt's like a kid. But anyway, I think the film could have already started on Earth, and as if the crew got back, but then it just tells you it's like 5 years later or 10 years later, something like that. To obviously Sigourney Weaver's older now, so you've got to kind of go for that a bit. I mean, you don't have to, but I think you do need to use that slightly. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I've seen a sort of concept art of Ripley and Hicks for this new movie, and I think they need to be taking on Weyland-Yutani, because that company is seriously messed up. They do some fucked up shit. They are mad, seriously, Weyland-Yutani are and I think they would have known about the aliens for a very long time, and I think maybe if Newt was contaminated with a facehugger, but before they incinerated her body or got rid of her body, Weyland-Yutani took a sample of the DNA and managed to, cross, what's the freaking, cross the genes or DNA or whatever, that sort of thing, and managed to make their own xenomorph that are pretty much the classic ones, but maybe slightly a bit different. And I think Ripley and Hicks are going to have a bone to pick with them, because they've killed a lot of people, basically, and there's no way that they didn't know what they were doing. But I think they should probably go to the Weyland-Yutani sort of headquarters, or maybe they have a space station, that sort of thing. That would be pretty epic. But wherever they go to the main Weyland-Yutani sort of hub sort of thing, where the people that own it are. And I would also like to see in this movie some Easter eggs. Now, I don't mean literal eggs. Obviously there will probably be eggs, because the facehuggers come out of eggs. That kind of makes sense. But I mean Easter eggs is little little sort of bonus sort of hidden things on the not that aren't really obvious, but you might notice them in reference to a lot of other similar movies. Maybe you could have a Predator reference, that'd be pretty awesome, and a Prometheus reference would also be cool. Because I want those franchises to really, unite and get, not unite, but I want them to sort of have little sort of wink nods. That's the word. Little nods to each other throughout both sets of movies, because I don't know if this is going to be the last Alien movie. I would imagine so, but I do not know, because you never know what is going to get rebooted or sequeled or whatever these days. Like, nothing is sacred. Just forget it. Nothing that you ever loved is safe. Everything's going to get rebooted at some point. But the main thing at the end of this movie that I want to see, and this may sound harsh, but I think Ripley should die at the end. I mean, come on. She's got to. Come on, we need to finally give the character a final, thing. Because in Alien 3, she dies at the end, and I thought that was quite good. And obviously, the Alien Resurrection, she was sort of a clone sort of thing. I mean, I still love that movie. I mean, everyone hates it, but I personally quite like it. It's not the best, or Alien 3 is my favourite, but they kind of just need to... Ripley needs to die somehow. I don't care if she takes down Weyland-Yutani and dies. That would be pretty much awesome. But I think they finally need to give the character... And they also need to work out their way of killing her with an alien, but not letting any more aliens survive. So that, obviously, because if aliens are on Earth, then Earth is fucked, basically. But I want something that sort of says the aliens always win. Because at the end of 2... but actually, no, at the end of 3, it was kind of like the aliens always win. You can't stop them no matter what. Even if you kill them, they'll always take something from you. And I think that's what the message of the series, the last series, in the series means to be, is there's no more aliens, but they always win in the end. So I hope you have enjoyed, what the fuck am I saying? I hope you have enjoyed this sort of, it's kind of predictions, but it's more of what I personally want to see than what I think will happen, because I honestly have no idea what is going to happen. I'm just putting forward my ideas. If you're watching Neil Blomkamp, then feel free to take some of my ideas. I mean, you probably won't see my video, but you never know who's out there watching these, do you? So leave a comment on what you'd like to see in the new Alien movie, and if you're excited for it, because I really am. And leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed my content in general. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.